Huh. Alright, I'll turn it up. Alright,
Um,
so you ready to go with the VOD?
yeah.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so as Varosh said, it is going to be a PvP stats versus Snow with KT leading 1-0. Yep. Okay. So,
How do you feel about this? Snow?
I mean,
Like,
the only notable thing that I think Snow's done is play an awesome best of 5 against Jaedong in, what was it, OSL, MSL? Can't remember. But aside from that, I don't think he's done anything particularly amazing. I mean, you know, he was kind of leading the way in that brief period where Protoss started going like adding Reavers into their mid-game PvZ composition, which I thought was quite interesting. But I don't know. Does anybody have any particularly interesting things to say about Snow in the chat? Apparently Snow's beaten Flash before. But I mean so has False Girl, so you know, that's not that big of an accomplishment really.
I have an interesting anecdote about Snow. So Idra used to be a pro gamer on CJ Antis on the B team, as you know,
Indeed.
and Snow at that time was also on the B team, and he said that Snow is one of the most infuriating players to play against because he has like the foreigner style where he'll like do DT drops and stuff like that all the time.
But for Idra, like 80% of players are the most infuriating players to play against, so
alright.
it's like par for the course.
Idra describes Snow as Snow plays like G5 except with mechanics, so he's really scary.
Ah, nice. When you put
And
it
G5
that way.
G5 is like a mediocre player who was good on the merit of like just abusive DT drops.
Whoa, Manor. I just did a IC Cup attack with that guy.
I'm paraphrasing Idra right here. I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear. Oh, we missed the countdown. Did you play for everybody?
Oh no, I didn't. Whatever.
It's okay. I actually before the game, I like went through all 5 of the games or fewer, if that may be the case, and like recorded the guy screaming because the guy's there every time, and like you could hear him get more excited with each game. So I put them all in an audio file. Maybe I'll play it at the end.
Nice.
This guy's pumped. If I went to Pro League, I would be this guy. Were you this guy?
What?
Were you when you went to Pro League? Were you shouting, screaming, exciting?
It was always Korean. I didn't know what to shout. Like, I wanted to shout, but I had no idea what I should be shouting.
CJ fighting. How about? Except with the
dude, you know what actually happened? Like, I got so frustrated because also like I couldn't get the timing very right because I didn't know like which team they were cheering for first. So eventually, like, I had all this pent up like need to cheer for my team. So actually, after Pro League once, we went out to like to a Korean barbecue, and then like there was another table next to us that was like celebrating a birthday or something. So then they all did like a cheer or something, and then I just randomly went Samsung Con fighting just in the restaurant. It was just completely ridiculous, but
alright,
yeah.
So stats is yellow, Snow is red. This is very important to make sure we get right.
Dude,
stats is
luckily it matches like the positions on the map with the positions on the overlay, so
I hate it when it's backwards.
Yeah. Dude, it was backwards on Jaedong vs. Effort, man. That's why I casted the whole friggin' game backwards.
Tragedy. Like, they don't do enough. They need like an well, I guess they do have an overlay with the colors and names, but we can't read Korean for the most part. You don't know what Jaedong's look like
I know like the Lee character, and like I know the Gu character for Sungbyung-gu. So whenever it's like a player that I like against some random guy, I can usually identify which name is which.
Is Effort a Lee?
I'm not sure.
Like, is Effort's first name Lee? I thought Effort was... I don't want to get this wrong. I thought it was like Kim... I thought it was like not Kim Jong-il, but something similar. Like, I thought I remembered reading that. Someone's gonna make fun of it. I'm not even
Kim Ga-ul, man. Kim Ga-ul. That's all you need to know. That's the only Kim you need.
Okay. So, like, who do you think's the better Protoss versus Protoss in general? You think it's clearly Stats?
Stats is the overall better player. Honestly, I don't really know about Snow's PvP.
Well, Snow's like a Protoss versus Terran sniper, and this is like distinctly a PvP and maybe some Zergs on this map, but it's mostly Protosses on chain reaction, so it makes very little sense to send out Snow if he's a Terran sniper, so he must have been practicing Protoss versus
Did
Protoss
that Zealot just
recently.
attack his own probe?
I do believe so, but
Nice.
it's still... As long as he doesn't do that 2 more times, he should be fine.
Oh, by the way, effort is Kim Jong-woo, apparently.
Oh, I was so close. There you go.
Not sure about that, but okay. You
No,
know,
I
we'll
said
give
it-
it to you. We'll give it to you.
I
Okay, you
said
know what?
It was something...
Dude,
I said
all you have to
was
do is
something
at
like-
least it was closer than like Artosis trying to pronounce it. So you're fine. All right. Artosis
No,
would have
I-
done worse.
Like, I got 2 of the 3 characters correct, which is exactly, like, that's what I meant. It's like Kim Jong-il, except one of the 3 characters is different. Anyway.
No, dude, the second character is different too. I'm pretty sure. It's just similar in the romanization, but I think it's a different character.
Okay. Well, North Korea is different from South Korea, too, but I'm not making a big deal of it. Wait, what the frick did that sentence even mean? Anyway,
what are
back
you
to the
talking
game.
about? Feroce, come back! Come back!
Stats
You're like
scouting
see,
up
you're
to the
digging
12
yourself
o'clock.
into the. See, here's what's going on. You're like digging yourself into a hole, and I'm like trying to fill up the hole and pull you out, and you're just like refusing to come out. You just like keep digging. I'm just like, Feroce, get out of the hole, man.
Deeper,
I'm trying to
deeper.
save you,
It's
bro,
like-
but you're just
It's like,
not.
and then I'm like panicking, and I'm like, Stats has a probe up at the 12 o'clock. He's gonna proxy a starport, and then I'm like, no. It's all over. Then I just throw my headset off and leave.
Just spontaneously combust into caster oblivion. Anyway, it looks like both players went for a fast expansion, 1-gate expansion. So just gonna go straight into the mid game, basically.
Yeah. Very little to talk about when we've got mirror builds. Do you like early expanding PvP, or do you like 1-base PvP better?
Well.
What is your
might
style
know
in PvP?
this little build
While we're waiting
called
for anything to happen.
the 12 Nexus, which
Really?
for a long time was my favorite build in PvP. Now, I've recently moved on from that, but I still do like getting pretty quick expansions when I can hold them. However, actually, although of all the expansion builds, 1-gate expand is like my least favorite, because that is actually vulnerable to so many things, I feel like. Maybe this map lends itself a bit better because you have that wide ramp by your, like outside your natural, but it still feels a little bit icky when I try it. I don't know. Anyway, we do have a fast reaver from Stats, and
You did go observatory first, though.
Yep.
Is Snow going to put down a support bay as well? Yeah, it looks like, but it's going to be a little bit slower. And Stats has actually managed to get ahead on by a few probes, or like a little bit of supply. He's just a tiny bit ahead. Now down to 2. It was like 3 or 4 before. And Snow produced a few more zealots. Stats didn't make any, or had fewer zealots. I don't know. There's very, very, very small divergences. But I think, like, in the grand scheme of things, 1 zealot probably isn't going to make the difference once reavers are out and engaging in the battle. It's going to be all about the scarabs, not really about, like, 1 more zealot.
in the grand scheme of things, the building placement is the key.
Yeah, PvP is all about building placement.
Exactly.
And I feel like Harangue's teammates, just from, like, looking over his shoulder and seeing his building placements, will have the distinct advantage. Like, you can just copy that.
This is
Look how
true.
sloppy
This
Stats-
is true.
Look how sloppy Stats' building placement is. It's not like a perfect grid. Like, if...
I think Snow
If,
messed up too, though. Those 2 pylons under his Nexus are too close together. You can't put another pylon between them.
No, but if Snow wants to build a forge, look, like, next to the core
Yeah,
and the
you can
observatory and
make
the
a
support
grid.
bay, a forge fits in there beautifully, and it's just like, oh, that's my tech square.
Oh,
That's
looks
where
like
I go
we're
to
doing
tech.
some observer hunting, but no. Stats' observer will escape. And looks like we're just going to chill until the Reavers get out. Now the question is, will they use the Reavers to just do some harassment, or are they actually just going to go attack the front and use the Reavers to like support the main army?
There's been a lot of posturing in this game, but this is like one of the most. These are actually like the first shots of the whole game, and
First
actually
blood.
first blood goes to Snow. This is seriously one of the most passive Protoss versus Protosses I've ever seen. Like I've seen players both go 12 Nexus and stuff start to happen before this. This is really interesting.
Wait, really? You've seen 12 nex versus 12 nex?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Nice.
Alright, so he's loading up a Reaver and 2 Zealots, stats that is, and gonna go try to do some damage to Snow. I don't know how successful this is going to be. Snow's like very proactive with the scouting all around the base with the Dragoons. And he built his Citadel not in his tech square. Disappointing. Snow's gonna lose this game.
I think he is. I think he is. Unless he can fit other buildings in there. But yeah, I think it's a good idea to have these Dragoons all around your base. This map definitely lends itself to this kind of harassment. There's just that nice cliff all around the main end. Ooh.
Oh, beautiful denial.
Barely not taking any hull damage there on that shuttle, just losing all its shields and running away. And it looks like Snow is going to respond by actually using his Reaver in the attack. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. Stats went for the harassment. It looks like he's actually invested in shuttle speed, whereas Snow has gone for the front. And no, he's actually just poking the front, but he's actually using his shuttle for something else. Oh, looks like shuttle on shuttle. Looks like he's trying to intercept the other shuttle with his shuttle, do a little bit of a suicide crash in midair.
He's got that filled up with 4 Scourge, except that's not even remotely possible.
Oh man, that would be so cool.
I like how their shuttle speed kicked in like 4 seconds apart too. That was a little cute. So that Zealot takes the Scarab and leaves. That's a 15 mineral advantage that Snow is going to have. It's very critical.
Dude, he also got that free Dragoon earlier. He drew first blood. This guy's like, this dude, Snow is 140 minerals ahead right now. He's like in such a good position. I can't even believe it. Stats is completely dead. Like that 140 minerals, he can't catch up anymore.
Making your opponent waste Scarabs is quite literally nickel and diming them to death.
But man,
familiar with that phrase by any chance? Oh, dude. Oh, now it's Snow's turn to have a very close encounter with his shuttle. If he had moved that just like a little bit further in, he would have completely lost it, just barely getting out with most of the hull intact. But he's got to be a lot more careful in the future.
See, you say it's nickel and diming, but I have seen games where it turns the Protoss just loses because he runs out of Scarabs or he runs out of money for interceptors. Man, it's just like, you know, it happens. Shit happens.
Alright, I'm going to explain this just in case people don't know United States currency. I shouldn't expect anybody to, or everybody to. A nickel is worth 5 cents.
No, USA, #1 country in the world, you don't need to explain it. They don't get it because they're from those inferior countries like Europe and, you know, whatnot.
Anyway, the implied pun there was a nickel and dime together are 15 cents and a Scarab costs 15 minerals.
Nice.
No reaction whatsoever. I know it was bad.
Oh god, he's going for the suicide! Neba! Neba! Oh no, it's a storm drop!
Beautiful! 13 kills! Wow!
Oh man, so sick.
That was so sick. If there was a Reaver in there, it had no chance because the Scarab would like for sure dud, but that was really good decision. And Snow trying to counter with a DT. Let's see if he can get 13 kills. Still waiting at 0. Nope, 0. Wait, did one of us say Europe was a country? I just like...
Dude, I did. It was on purpose. It was kind of like going along the whole American superior thing. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Or like...
Dude, you're doing like way too many joke explanation things here. Like, if people don't get it, don't worry about it, man.
Okay.
Gotta play it cool.
I mean,
you gotta play it smooth.
You make like a concerted effort to do it at like Europe-friendly hours, and then I'm like, oh, let's just alienate all the Europeans. I feel like I'm in control on state of the game. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly, man. Just go in control. It's fine. It's fine.
No, too many people hate him. As great as he is, I don't know. I don't know if you could stand being in those shoes because he just gets like so much hate every day.
Man, I love In Control.
Yeah, me too. But that's because we both followed Brood War, and he was so good in Brood War, and like we've like known him for so not known him personally, but like been aware of him for so long.
I can't believe you were saying you were just saying how bad G5 was, and then you say In Control is so good. I think you're getting a little confused here. You're getting like really confused here.
USA. Wait, if we're gonna talk about about Brood War Foreign Scene, in control is like 30 times ever than G5 ever. 30 times better than G5
Okay,
ever
you know
was.
what? Let's go back to the game at hand. So Stats is taking his third base. Snow scouts it. He pokes it with a Reaver and then like doesn't do anything. But looks like we're gonna have a big engagement. And the shuttle actually, Stats loses his shuttle. Crucial snipe, but it looks like some High Templar are in the back. And this engagement, storms, Reaver shots, imbalance everywhere. Stats looks like he's actually gonna get crushed here. Stats, who was in a decent position, crucially losing the shuttle, taking the faster third base, and is suddenly in not the best position, and by that I mean he's in a horrible position now. Snow busting through here. Oh my god, I'm hearing random cheering. I think this is like the CJ guy you're talking about. 'Cause I hear this insanely loud cheering. I have the audio so low, and I just hear this random woo just coming from the stream. I'm like, what the hell? Oh man, it looks like some emergency storm defense gonna pick off Snow's Reavers, but Snow just has so many units it doesn't even matter. 114 supply against 80. He's just running into the natural here. And that CJ fan is actually so distracting.
Feel free to mute it. I don't think anyone will mind.
That is like so weird. It's gotta be a foreigner.
Really
Is it a foreigner?
GG! That we got from Stats. So Snow taking that game and drawing level for CJ Antis. That of every Protoss versus Protoss I think I've ever seen, that most resembled a boring Zerg versus Zerg, where nothing happened, nothing happened, nothing happened. There was one storm drop, so I guess it was a little bit better, and then there was a final engagement, someone won decisively, and that was basically game. The final engagement was more exciting, because it wasn't just like Mutas and Scourge, it was actually like there were Reaver shots and Storms and Dragoons posturing and Zealots trying to be effective, so it was a little bit more exciting, but that was like a pretty boring Protoss versus Protoss, if I do say so.
Dude, I don't even know anymore, man. I'm completely thrown off by the Woo guy.
Yeah,
like,
but that,
I don't even...
It's like, I thought this was a boring game, but that one guy loved it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, dude.
So that's actually... Alright, if you can, in this game, I believe this is, of the 5 or 4 screams, the best one.
Alright.
Put it on full volume. This guy is so happy for CJ.
Okay, so on the countdown, right?
Yeah, like while it's like 3, 2, 1, and then it goes
Yeah.
to like a screen ready.
Alright, so are you ready with the VOD?
Yes, I am.